Since the beginning of time, humans have been able to communicate with one another by writing on something as simple as a piece of paper, from writing to something on stone. The first book to be written in North America was the whole book of Psalms in 1640. To many people, reading a book means that they just want to either further their reading or they want to gain ahead in their academics. But to people such as myself, we read to get an escape from reality and be able to be ourselves while we're not able to in the real world. People began to write fiction where they would create their own characters and the people who they aspired to be or people who they were very similar to. While others would write nonfiction, either about problems that they were having or about science. Books have become such an important commodity to those who enjoy conjuring alternate worlds and living through characters that they have created. To people such as myself, I just tend to turn to reading whenever I'm either having problems or I'm feeling overwhelmed and such. So by learning about books, I hope you guys will have a better understanding of the reading culture. Over time, books have become more advanced. So from the beginning, they were being written on stone, such as the Ten Commandments. And books means that the gathering of papers that are written on or printed on, but over time they have turned into things such as ebooks, and they're now being able to be gotten like digitally and such. Some people use reading as a means of relaxing and just going to a different place while remaining where they are. Some people turn to writing books so they can let others know problems that they have endured, and so they make it their autobiography. So people that read the book can relate to them and be able to overcome the problems that they might have had as well. It can help them with similar problems because it could give them an insight that they are not alone, and they're able to connect with this other person that even though they might not know, they can still have that type of connection with them. They use the books to get their stories out there so they can be able to just let others know about their situations, and so they won't have to keep everything bottled up inside. They want to be able to give the opportunity to others that are having similar problems to be able to not feel like they're the only ones that are having to go through those problems. I have just discussed how books relate to the reading culture. Now I will say how I relate to the reading culture. When I was younger, I was somewhat picked on, and so I didn't have many friends, so I turned to reading instead. When I read, I was able to connect with the characters either emotionally or just get to live through them, and that helped me because I liked being alone most of the time, so I turned to reading, and while I was reading, I just got to see things differently and just be on my own and get to experience things although they were not real. People such as Anne Frank would write and get their stories out there so people from different eras would be able to see how they lived back in their time. Reading is the only time I feel at peace, and it just helps me stay relaxed when I'm feeling too overwhelmed or just have problems in my home and such. It allows me to go to a different place while I remain where I'm at, and so far it's helped me become a better person. So today I have talked about how books represent the reading culture, and I hope that by learning about books you guys have a better understanding of it.